Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Sarah RHODEN, and I am a personal trainer, health coach, and functional medicine practitioner. And today I am with Jana Green, international top-selling author and mindset coach. I change it every time, right?
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about relationships, and what that means. I'm going to pass that over to Jana. What are we going to talk about today with regards to relationships? What type of relationships? Because that's quite a big.
Let's talk about love relationships. They're
Okay.
very complex.
Yes.
Um,
Very.
they're very complex, aren't
Very,
they?
and that's why I have a heart here because it reminds me that um,
We
every
need to deal
little
with things from the place of love.
you need to do everything from a place of love for sure, and it's actually very challenging.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the challenges in relationships. Let's talk about challenges in love. Um, there's lots of things people we are with when we're manifesting the ideal partner. Some people are already in a relationship and they want to manifest ideal partner because they get upset by their attitude or bad habits, or they see them doing something wrong and they say, I've told you 100 billion times to do this or not to do this. When are you going to learn? I'm not a saint. Yeah.
Right.
we, and that there is a solution. There's only two solutions to it. And
Hmm.
you can say, okay, I'm gonna give up on your bad habits and bad attitude, and I'm gonna ignore it because this relationship still makes sense to me. Actually, three solutions. That the relationship still makes sense to me, and I want to stay because there's more pluses I like about a relationship. Or you can say, this is too much. I don't want to be dealing with it anymore. I gave you 10, 20 years chance to improve and not disrespect me on daily basis. I'm leaving. Or there's a third chance. And that is, if you make it a priority, you can change it. It's up to you. Some of
What
us
do you
don't want to
mean?
make it a
What do you mean? Make it a priority? Make the
priority.
relationship a
You can,
priority?
yeah.
Okay.
Because we are surrounded by lots of people we don't necessarily think they're great.
Right.
I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about the point of view of quantum physics and neuroscience, how you can change the person without using, I don't good or dark psychological tricks. So you
Okay.
can manifest a great person, whether you've never met them or you're already with them. You can manifest a great man or woman, whatever, if you're a girl.
Right.
Um, if you make it a priority, if you decide that that person is worthy of you putting the energy into working on yourself so that they're different at the end, great. If you don't want to put any energy in it, just leave the relationship because that's your only hope of saving
Right.
yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and that
Um,
brings me actually to a thing. I mean, I remember one of the clients that I worked with, her husband passed away, and one of the things that she found the most irritating was him leaving certain items of clothing around the house. And then when he was gone, she actually missed that. So again, it's important, I think, for us to think about, is it really that bothersome? Like on a scale, how can we live with this or can we not? And sometimes it's the
exactly.
silly things.
So sometimes that's what I'm saying. You either want to put the energy and time into manifesting the adult version of your partner or you don't. So
Right.
leave the relationship or, work on yourself because what you're going to do is the brain work in order for them to show up differently in your life, in your reality. So let's say you have a husband who has so many bad different habits. They're a lovely guy, but they have so many bad different habits. Like, don't put the salami next to the raw chicken in the fridge. You can kill me. When
Right.
you're washing up dishes, can you wash the bubbles off because they're full of chemicals and they cancer causing?
Right.
Can you blah 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 blah? Don't put the socks here. Don't lift up the seat. Blah blah blah. We've all been there. We all know that. And because He keeps doing it all the time, and you're like, this is getting too much. It is getting too much because you're playing the same tune. You're playing the same song over and over again.
Right.
So remember that what you believe, what you think, has to get back to you. So if you think that someone is disrespectful and never does the dishes and never takes the bin out and never takes care of the car insurance and never blah, 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 the more you think it, the less likely they're ever going to do it.
Right. Now, what about
So if you,
somebody that says, says to their partner, don't do all these things, and then they say, "This is who I am. I'm never going to change."
you can change them. You can change them.
You think you can actually change them?
But yes, you can. And
Okay.
I'm going to tell you exactly how now.
Okay.
Now we're getting to the merit
I'm
of the
sure
thing.
that everybody's like on the edge of their seat now. Okay.
It's coming, people.
My partner is not doing anything that I say. Okay. Right. I'm ready.
My partner is disrespectful and doesn't do any of the thing. He never listens to me. He never hears me. Yeah, this is standard all over the world, no matter what country you're in. So this is international language. Oh,
yeah, it's like that's
exactly,
the language,
pulling one's
right?
hair, pulling one's hair. That's what it can be very often. So you want to stay with them, you want to be happy, and you're gonna do this. You will change the negative beliefs you have about them.
Okay.
You will change the negative beliefs you have about them. See, so let's say that he never does dishes, and you're like, okay, one more of not doing dishes, and you're out of the house.
My advice
I've reached
here is get a dishwasher.
Yeah. And you will start saying the opposite, despite what you see and despite what he does. And you start saying, he always does dishes. He always takes care of car insurance. He always takes the car to the service. He always brings me flowers. He always puts the salami in a different part of the fridge than the raw chicken, so we don't die.
Right.
He always makes me happy. He always takes care of children. He always comes on time from the office.
Right.
He always supports me. Whatever the issue you have, he always puts the socks in the right place. He always puts his clothes away. He actually irons his shirts now. You can make him do anything you like in your imagination. But guess what? Whatever you can live in your imagination and you stay there long enough has to happen in your life, has to happen in the 3D reality.
Okay.
So if you keep saying and you do not back off and you make unwavering decision, no discussion, decision, he does all these things. He's respectful, he's kind, he makes time for me, he adores me. I'm the only woman he ever is interested in. He's superbly loyal. He always helps me to do breakfast. He always helps me to do dinner. He always helps me with a car. He always helps me in a house.
Okay,
and you do it for long enough,
okay,
he's obligated by the laws of physics and neuroscience, he's obligated to start doing it.
Now, it's not going to happen immediately, though, right? So
you don't know. It could. I've seen it, and my clients seen it. At some things, not everything. That's basically impossible or very improbable. But something can change the same day. So you're looking in between one day, couple of weeks, 2 months. But what you never do is back off of this thinking.
Okay.
So let's say that you've decided today that he's going to do the dishes. He has no choice. He's doing the dishes.
Right.
Yeah. He always does the dishes. And in the evening, he won't do them. But you don't care. He always does the dishes. And tomorrow, he doesn't do the dishes. And you say, he always does the dishes. And you keep saying it until you see different results, which can take 1 day or 2 months. Who knows?
There could be a lot of washing up in the sink.
How
We
you
could
deal
have
with
to
the
go out
dishes,
and buy
I'm
more
not
plates.
responsible for.
This could take a long time. Okay.
Yeah, but it can, something will be immediate, the same day, within an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and some things, because it manifesting is immediate, and it's only up to us how fast it materializes. Up to our attitude, if we know what we are doing, if we're not too desperate, if we know we deserve it, if we love enough ourselves. When we behave like the human being we were always supposed to behave, we will manifest at the speed of light.
So,
That's it.
you know, like I've seen this scenario in people, in friends and friends, married friends of mine, where they're like, you know, they'll say something to me like, "Oh, my husband never compliments me," but I just sat there and I heard him compliment her.
And
Okay.
oh my God, let me explain. May I explain, please?
Yes, because to me it's like, well, wait, I'm sitting there, your husband's just complimented you, and your response to that is he never compliments me. And I'm like, he just gave you a
So
compliment.
I will explain. This is
Okay.
fantastic. I'm so glad you brought it up. This is amazing.
Yeah, that's why I'm
You're
here.
awesome. What can I say? You're awesome. So the brain only focuses on what you believe and disregards what really is going on.
Okay.
So if your belief, he never compliments me, that belief trumps whatever happens in your reality, because the brain is only looking for he never compliments me. And that's it. So it doesn't exist. Compliments do not exist because your brain decided that it never happens. You said the word never. Never means never.
So if I'm that person who says, well, my husband never compliments me, he could compliment me all the time and I'll never see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you instructed your brain to look, he never compliments me. Done deal. Game over.
Okay.
If you instructed your brain, my husband always compliments me, you would open that, you would burst that myth that he never does, and you'd be able to hear it.
Well, I guess, you know, like other things, like you, all of a sudden, he were like, just simple things like, oh, you look nice. And it just a simple thing, but it's a compliment, right? And then all of a sudden, you're like not aware of, oh, thanks for the lovely dinner that you made. It may not be like huge compliments, but it's those little compliments that you perhaps aren't necessarily aware of.
You're not aware of it, and you're not listening to it because your core belief is he's not nice to me, he never compliments me. That's where it ends.
Right.
And you will not hear it, you will not listen to it, you will disregard it, or you will belittle it. You will just never admit that he actually complimented me, because that's not your belief. Your belief is never. The word never is one of the most vile words. Never use the word never use the words never and always, because they don't exist. Never doesn't exist.
I want to add another word.
If you
Impossible.
told me that
Said
you
impossible.
never you never drink Coke,
Mm-hmm.
there was one, minimum one, and you don't remember it, minimum one instance when you did drink Coke. What
Right.
you mean is absolute majority of the time I don't drink Coke. But the word never doesn't really exist. Don't use these words because they're so ultimate. And whatever is ultimate is not brilliant.
Right.
So, guys, this is it. If you want to manifest the right person, if you want to change the person you have, you need to have the right beliefs. You need to believe that they're awesome, they're fantastic, they love me, they adore me, they only have my best interest at heart. They always support me, they're loyal, they help me with my work, they help me with my business, they help in the house, and write 300 of these. And when my clients write 300 of these things, the person they're manifesting has every single one of them.
I think it's actually in a relationship wise, it's actually a really good thing to do, whether you're, whatever stage you are at, whether you're looking for a new person or, whatever. But it's actually kind of a good thing to write down all those things about your partner. And it kind of, because especially if you've been married for, I don't know what,
Donkey's years.
however many years, 20 years or whatever, 10 years, and you go through that honeymoon stage. If you've had kids or whatever, then all of a sudden you come into a new phase of your relationship, and actually reassessing where your relationship is actually probably a good point to actually write down, some of these things about what you want from your relationship. So
Yeah, absolutely. You are, as a person, the director, scriptwriter, camera person in your own life. You get to decide what your life and people around you look like. You have that power. It's not that stuff is happening to you. No, you create everything in your life. You make stuff happen. So write the script when that person is fantastic, brilliant, loving, caring, gives you enough financial support, gives you enough emotional support, gives you enough blah blah, whatever it is you want. Just named a few. Write a scenario where that person treats you nicely instead of being a horrible, nasty, awkward so and so. Write the scenario the way you want it to be. This is very interesting. I had a client this week, and I said we're gonna do visualization because she had a major conflict with the football club her boy goes to. They pay lots of money for him to be there. And she was like, I called a meeting and I'm really getting fed up and angry. I was like, okay, I'm going to take you through it. We're going to visualize what you're going to do, how the meeting is going to go. And so I said, tell me, close your eyes and tell me. Yeah, I go to the meeting and everyone's protesting me. It's like, that's not visualization of what you want. You don't even know how to do it.
yeah,
You don't visualize what you don't want. You visualize the great result.
I actually think
I'm in the meeting.
I think this is
I'm
a
in the
really good
meeting.
thing for us to do, another video
Yeah,
on, to be honest,
yeah.
so that we can
But
help
let's just,
professionals, talk about
yeah,
how to visualize, when they're
yeah.
giving presentations or whatever. Yeah. So
We're gonna
sorry.
do, but that could be in the next video. But you need to visualize what you want. You don't visualize what you don't want because it's gonna
Mhm.
happen. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's like a definition of craziness. Why would you visualize what you don't want? Come on, you can do better than that.
But I
Yeah.
guess some of that is based around fear, right? That's the reason
It's
why
no,
people
it's
do
just habit. If it,
habit.
we trained our brain to always go to the horrible stuff because we're scared that things are gonna go wrong. Well, if you're scared things are gonna go wrong, you're priming and conditioning your brain for things to go wrong.
Right.
You need to visualize and convince yourself and speak in a way that everything goes right.
When I guess as well, when I say fear is what keeps us safe, right? Generally, like
The
if
brain
we're
thinks
afraid.
that, but of course it's very, very far from the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's the brain's part. I'm going to
Um,
protect you.
Actually, no, because
No?
you invented all your fears. You come to this earth only with two fears as a baby:
Right. What is,
fear of loud noises and fear of being dropped. You don't have any other fear known to men. You don't have it. You've learned that. You let yourself learn that and you accept it and you said, this is it. This is it. This is, oh my God, I'm scared. And I'm scared of someone bullying me. Now I'm scared of someone giving me a bad, evil eye. I'm scared of cockroaches. I'm scared of, I don't know, proteins. I've seen people like that. I'm scared of carbohydrates and I'm scared of I don't know, electric cars, and I'm scared of this and that. It's an illusion. You made it happen. It doesn't exist.
yeah.
You made it up in your head because it doesn't exist. It's not real.
I know that spider exists and I have a fear of them. I've seen that spider.
I had a fear of them, and I decided no, they're animals. Animals are lovely. He's not here to. He's just another living creature. So I will put him on a paper and take him out and So, thank you for visiting me. Thank you. Why wouldn't you say thanks for choosing me?
Right, right, right. Of all the houses, of all the places that you
You
decide to
chose me. You chose to
me.
spend your time with me. So
Yeah.
there's something special about me, right?
There's something special when all the spiders in the neighborhood decide to come round to visit me. Because they know that I'm going to start running like round screaming like, why are you coming to my house? I don't have any food. Don't worry, we're going to
Yeah.
eat you.
See, you can rewire it.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, yeah.
rewire it. You can rewire it, I believe. They chose me because they want to spend time with me because they feel my energy and they like my energy.
How do we go off on these tangents from talking about
I don't
relationships
know.
down to spiders to who the hell knows how we do this? But I think
This is
that's what's
magic.
great about these conversations is we just kind of go down like different tangents and be like, oh yeah, so how does that happen? But it's all very interesting, like you say. I mean, people are known to get over fears of like animals, like snakes, spiders. Um,
All fears are made up in your head. They're an illusion. You can change them like this. You
it's
can make a
funny
decision to change
because
it
you're reminding
instantly.
me of an incident that happened with my daughter, and like you're talking about babies, and I remember we were trying to break her from like waking up and in the night, and she had just been able to pull herself up in her cot, and
Mm.
she decided that what she would do was she would throw herself outside of the cot. Now she had absolutely no fear. She was perfectly okay. And it was like to me at the time, it was like a miracle that she didn't get hurt. Like it was just craziness.
They're
So like
very
you say,
bouncy. They're very
they're
flexible.
very bad. Like I don't suggest anybody should try this at home. By the way,
No, please don't.
yeah,
But
but
it is, yeah, the children are fearless. They don't have fear. We are born with two fears, which don't bother us now. Every other fear is learned, made up, doesn't exist. It's our own invention. It's a myth. So let's give it up, people. There's nothing to fear. Nothing to
right,
fear. And
right.
whatever you fear, you can you're almost guaranteed to get that because you're giving it energy. You're giving energy to something you don't want, and it's going to materialize. So change it. Start giving attention to what you do want,
Right.
and the results. Oh my God. Oh
So
my
I
God.
guess like going back to the analogy of your partner putting all the plates and not putting them in the dishwasher and leaving them in the sink, and just as soon as you see those plates in the sink, you're drawn to the fact of that belief. See,
You're triggered because what does it mean to you? Do the dirty plates and him escaping it? What does it mean to you?
Mhm.
Probably no one respects me. I'm always left to my own devices. No one cares about me.
Right, right. So again, what
And
that
so it's
really
a trigger for you.
and what it's really doing in everything that you've kind of said is it really is also about you, right? How you feel about yourself. Like, no, no,
So
no.
change the trigger. Say, no, people love me and adore me, and people always do everything for me, and people always help me, and I get help from people in my house and from strangers. I get so much help. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And people will be obligated to help you, and you instructed the brain to look for it, and everyone will help you, just like you have the chance to instruct your brain to look for compliments. And let's make the next video about compliments because
Oh, I like that. I
that's
should write that
major.
down. I should write it down.
Yeah,
But actually, so one of the going away here, the things to remember that we've said that we would encourage you to do is just actually take a note of your relationship and where you are, and write out, what things right now in your relationship are you loving, and what is it that you kind of want to add onto that list, and start like seeing these things. And we'd love to hear from you guys if you start doing these things, and let us know how things transpire, because we would love to see if you've actually
absolutely.
done this exercise.
Which brings me down. Please subscribe, comment, share it, tell other people about it. And we have both included links to how to get hold of us. So if you have any questions and you'd like to talk to us in person, you know how to.
Yep.
So thank you for this video. That was great fun.
As always, Jana, I am always in awe of all your wonderful thoughts and your wonderful ideas and tips. So thank you very much. And guys, we look forward to you joining us next time. Remember, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we love you.
Absolutely.
Right? So does Winston.
Totally.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
Take
See
care.
you. Bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.